Good morning and welcome to today's verse. To God be the glory. What a great day it is today. Happy Friday, the end of another work week for most of us out there. Today's verse, it reminds me how often I run into people that I think, for the first time, I think they have just moved here because they tell me that, I just have not been able to find a church home. And so I'm thinking, well, you maybe just moved here from out of state and you only been here for a few months, or maybe even I would give you up to a year. But then they tell me that they've been here for 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm always kind of fascinated by that you have not been able to find a church, especially here in North Carolina and in the South. I mean, there's a church on every corner and you can't find one. Well, it would be nice if the church was the place that you go was just like it was in the first century. We read this here in our verse of today, Acts chapter 4, verse 32, and it says this: Now the multitude of those who believed were of one heart and one soul. Neither did anyone say that any of the things he possessed was his own, but they had all things in common. That was great unity in the early church. And we see that at the beginning, back in Acts chapter 2, at the end of Peter's initial sermon, where it said that they gladly received this word, was baptized. About 3,000 souls were added to them at that time. All who believed were together. They had all things in common. They even sold their possessions, their good, and they divided them amongst them all as anyone had need. And this attitude continued as we see here in our verse of the day in Acts chapter 4, where believers were of one heart and one soul or one mind. Their focus was not on their possessions. It was not on their pastor. It was not on the choir. It was not on their programs. It was not even in the place in which they gathered together. No, their focus, what united them, was a life that was centered on Christ, where Christ became their life and their purpose and their mission and their focus. Christ was their all in all. And so before you go looking for the perfect church, make sure that you look within and that your life is centered on Christ. And then the church will not be in the place that you go, but in the person that you know. Come on, somebody. To God be the glory for the great things he has done. I pray that you would meditate upon this verse. It would be a word of encouragement to you as you go throughout your day. I pray that you would have a great day. Have a safe day. And then tune in again tomorrow. Yes. As we consider today's verse. Amen.